Lily is 4 years old.
Okay.
She was diagnosed prenatally at 26 weeks with 5 rare brain malformations.
Okay.
One is agenesis of the corpus callosum, so she's missing that corpus callosum. She's missing some of her left frontal lobe. She also has fluid all through her ventricles, so she has hydrocephalus and ventricular megaly and colpocephaly. They told us then that she would likely not survive the birth. If she did survive the birth, she wouldn't walk or talk or have any quality of life. They told us to consider termination. We told them no, we were just going to wait and see and take her as far as she, it goes. Every moment was a blessing with her. So she was born. She did have some issues at birth. She started seizing right away.
And you were born, where was she born?
Wisconsin.
So you're in Wisconsin
Milwaukee,
at this
yes.
time. Okay, Milwaukee.
Yeah, she was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay.
She was a Blizzard 2011 baby.
Oh, there you go. I remember that Blizzard.
Yes, it's my February girl. She right away she started turning purple and started seizing, and she did pretty good for the most part. She, like I said, we noticed the seizures, but she had some difficulty feeding. She wasn't able to latch on or anything like that. And they started telling us right away, we should prepare for this and prepare for that, the horrible things. She did good. She continued to grow. She continued to thrive. She did continue to seize every day. And she was developmentally delayed, so we had some problems. She was in therapy since birth.
Okay.
To help with all of that. And she did eventually beat the odds. She did start to walk. She did talk. Yeah. She did do the things they said she wouldn't do.
That's great.
They had her on phenobarbital when she was born.
Okay.
Put her on that. Within the first year, she started to go into a liver failure. Yeah. So we had to take her off of that, and then we actually had her off of meds for a while just to let it heal, which was a little scary time because every time she would have bad seizures, we were.
How many seizures was she having? What's the worst it got?
There were hundreds a day. There were days when she was just nonstop seizing, and she would have a little break here and there, and she'd start right again. So
wait. So you're telling me the little girl I just saw outside, playing with her service dog and her smiles and telling her dog not to tear on her tutu, was seizing hundreds of times
a day. Hundreds. That's all we did, and to the point that we didn't go to the hospital.
What were the doctors doing for her?
Just giving her more meds,
But they weren't working.
They weren't working. No, she went through multiple, and actually most of the meds they were giving her were actually making her seizures worse.
What age is she at this point in time?
3.
Okay, so a year ago.
Yep.
How do you get from that point to and when do you start to think about using cannabis?
We went to the Flowering Hope Foundation and got her Haley's Hope, and she was still on Depakine at the time, which is an AED, and we got it, we took it back. We were actually staying in a hotel at that time, and we took it back to the hotel and gave it to her, and she was only taking 0.3 ml, which is so tiny to me because we're used to syringes full of meds. And
correct.
I was like, wait,
0.3 mils is like that.
Yes, when they said 3, I said, wait, 0.3?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to do 0.5 anyway.
Yeah, I was like, okay. And I'm like, all right, so we did it. It was 0.3, 3 times a day. We started Lily off on 2 times a day just to see at first how it was going. And
now, is this THC, CBD, or CBD only?
It's just CBD.
So Lily is taking CBD only. There's no psychoactive effect with THC. Okay, perfect. So
we gave it to her, and within 3 days, she started. I should tell you, Lily was, for the most part, nonverbal when we moved. She could say basic words, mom, baba, things like that. Within 3 days, she started talking. Like, sentences just started spilling out of her mouth. We noticed a huge reduction in her seizures right away. And she was still seizing, but there was a pretty decent reduction. But the biggest surprise to us was the fact that she started talking. And, just full-on sentences.
And the connection.
Yes, and I said, wait a minute. And we kept looking at her. Did she just say that? Like, what's going on? So as the days progressed, the first week, she did have a seizure-free day. That was awesome. We were like, oh, this is great. And, you're sitting there waiting for the ball to drop. Because you're like, this can't possibly be happening.
It's too good to be true.
Right, exactly. Correct. It was like, this is the Cinderella story. Like, how is that, there's no way. And in the process, we were also weaning the Deprecate. So we finally got off that last dose at 2 weeks with her being on Haley's Hope. And then it was like the gates opened up. She had 13 days of no seizures whatsoever in a row, first time in her entire life. And her speech went through the roof. Her face looked different. She just looked alert.
And I've seen those pictures online. She looked like she was out of it. I mean,
yeah, she was.
And that girl we saw out there was like a typical little girl. I said she's gonna be a pit Spitfire.
She is.
Oh wow.
She is 100% Spitfire.
So I can say, imagine that to say you're happy you guys moved, it would be an understatement.
Oh, definitely an understatement. We are ecstatic.
Okay, so what do you now? The doctor who was seeing her in Wisconsin, tell us about what he believes now.
He was really shocked. A friend of ours sees him as well, and she showed him the videos of Lily, and we made specific videos and her saying hi to him and talking. And he was just blown away. He now supports it. He now has several patients, including that one, that because Haley's Hope is now able to ship everywhere.
So Lily was able to educate a doctor.
Yes.
And I think that's important.